The pit count is a point-in-time count where HUD asks us to count both the sheltered and the unsheltered in our community at one point in time. So they ask you to do it within the last 10 days of January, and you pick a day and then you ask everyone that you encounter where they slept the night before or the night coming up. And you ask everyone the same question about the same night. So you're looking at one particular time in one point in time, and you're seeing what your count is for your community at that particular time. But it just allows HUD, not just HUD, but our state agencies, our local agencies, to gauge where we are and in comparison to other communities, and then request funding based on those numbers.
In my organization, knowing the total amount of homeless that are on the street helps us as far as long-range planning. It helps us determine like whether we want to expand our shelter or expand our food ministry, you know. And so it really does help long range to keep us from going down paths and spending money that we don't need to spend, or directing our funds in a better way. Another thing that I like about the pit count is that it does get some of the people that work in this arena are kind of forced to get out and visit the different locations and the different campuses, and actually get to rub elbows with the people that they may provide the funding for, they may help in a different way, but it's kind of cool that they get to come together and actually see the faces of the people they're helping.
Prior to the pit count, going in, I didn't really know what I was gonna find. My view on the homeless population is people sleeping on the streets, in the woods, people that don't want to help themselves type thing. Putting boots on the ground going into these woods was really humbling to me, for lack of a better term.
A lot of people start out to think homeless people are just drug users, or they're alcoholics, or they're people who have committed crimes, but a lot of people have fallen on hard times. They've moved here, they have no support system. It changed my perspective seeing how they're living in these conditions. I mean, it's not always as cut and dry, I think, as people would like to think.
There's a common belief that substance abuse is, 100% of our people. It is absolutely not true. Many of our clients are simply down on their luck. They live one paycheck away from homelessness, and something happens to take away that paycheck, and then all of a sudden they're on the streets. They're not all drug addicts. They're not all, a lot of them are just literally need a little bit of help to get through a situation.
I met a lady, she came out, and immediately I just judged the book by the cover, and then we learned she worked at Outback, she was a waitress, she could serve me today and I would have no idea. So you truly never know what people are going through.
Every time we've done a pit count, I've had volunteers that came in that have been working in the homeless system, but maybe they're in the shelter kind of thing, or they're working somehow in the funding aspect of it, like Marion County's people were mostly on the funding side. They want to get involved, they want to see, and I always welcome that, because their perspective completely changes. I can tell by their reactions that it was basically the same as I've seen before. When you see the other side of it, you see how people are living outside and in the woods, and it changes how you think about it, and it changes the amount of effort you want to put into it. So if you're interested, if the community is interested in the homeless services that we provide, I would encourage you to attend a COC meeting and listen to what all the different providers do, because a lot of times we hear, even our homeless population sometimes that we visit all the time will say, well, nobody does anything for me. There are a lot of agencies in this county. We don't work just for the city, we work in the entire county. We love to have volunteers that are wanting to see what is actually out there. It's the best way, in my opinion, to learn what's actually being done, because I don't think many people realize how many services are actually provided in this county.